Max and Remy's Ratatouille Rescue. It was a deliciously sunny afternoon in Epcot's France Pavilion. Max, the Yorkie puppy, trotted happily through the cobblestone streets, his nose full of warm, buttery scents. Crepes sizzled, croissants baked, and something cheesy and magical floated through the air. Max's ears perked up when he heard a tiny voice squeak from behind a flower pot. "Psst! Max, over here!" It was Remy, the famous little chef rat from Ratatouille, wearing his tiny white chef's hat and looking very flustered. "Max! I need your help," Remy said, pacing nervously. "A secret recipe me great-grandma's special ratatouille's missing. I just discovered two villainous food critics, Monsieur Sournois and Madame Poivre, snuck into the kitchen and stole it. They plan to ruin our dinner service." Max gave a sharp bark and nodded. A rescue mission was exactly what he loved. The two small heroes darted through the busy pavilion, Max sniffing for clues, Remy riding on his back like a tiny chef on a noble steed. They reached the back of La Petite Cuisine, where Max's nose led them straight to a suspicious crate of imported truffle oil. Remy squeaked, "I smell it too! That's where they hid the recipe!" But just as Max pawed the crate, a shadow loomed overhead. The food critics had returned. Monsieur Sournois, with his pointy mustache, and Madame Poivre, with her plume hat, spotted them. "Out of the way, you mangy mutt and sewer rat," she shrieked. Max growled low and brave. Remy narrowed his eyes. Suddenly, Max leapt, barking and darting between the critics' legs. They tripped over each other in a flurry of scarves and spilled olive oil, tumbling into a flower cart with a poof of white dust. Remy scurried to the crate, pulled out a tiny scroll tied in ribbon, and held it high. "We've got the recipe," he cheered. Back in the kitchen, Remy placed the recipe on the counter and quickly whipped up a new batch of his legendary ratatouille. Max licked a stray drop off the floor. It was heavenly. As the guests dined under glowing lights and the Eiffel Tower sparkled in the distance, the critics, now cleaned up and humbled, snuck back into the dining room. One bite of Remy's dish and their eyes widened. "This is magnifique," whispered Madame Poivre, defeated and delighted. Later that evening, Max was presented with a golden bone-shaped medal that read, "Chef's Best Friend." Remy placed a little chef's hat on Max's head. "You, mon ami, are a hero." Max wagged his tail proudly and gave a tiny bark of thanks. And from that day forward, in the kitchens of Epcot's France Pavilion, a sign hung over the stove, "Where there's heart, there's flavor, and where there's Max, there's adventure."